I have the distinct honor and privilege to introduce our comedians tonight. Now, can we call them comedians, really? You're going to be able to judge that for yourself in just a few minutes. As a way of introduction, the first person I want to talk about is someone that most of you know. Andy Black was born in Erie, Pennsylvania. He currently serves here at First Friends Church, but I'm going to share a few things about him that you may not already know. For example, here's a picture of Andy teaching his very first piano lesson at 10 months old. As an instructor, I'm told he was ruthless, demanding perfection from teary-eyed students, whom he would ironically and mercilessly refer to as a bunch of crybabies. Things went downhill quickly for Andy, unfortunately. As you can see here, he had a very troubled childhood upbringing, spending his entire childhood in and out of prison. But the good news is he eventually learned to escape the tyranny of his parents, and he graduated to a big boy bed. Music helped Andy get his life back on track. You can see him here rehearsing for the community ukulele choir, where he was the first chair and assistant conductor. And I know what you're wondering, did everyone in the ukulele choir have to wear a bucket hat and plastic yellow sunglasses? And that question can be answered with a question. How else would they know that you should take them seriously? Andy eventually grew up and had a relatively normal adolescence, complete with braces, a late 90s bowl cut, and yes, even a denim collared polo shirt. I know, right? He eventually escaped the grasp of puberty and landed at Malone University, where he met the next young man that I'll be introducing tonight. Nate Candleberry was born in Akron, Ohio. He strove for excellence even as a child, shown here after getting a win in slow-pitch softball. While his talent was evident, bills still needed to be paid, so Nate entered the workforce, starting as a safety engineer for Guildcorp. When a lunch break forklift race went awry, Nate was forced to begin the search for alternative employment. Fortunately, Nate wasn't in limbo for long. He pulled from his short forklift racing career and became the youngest fire engine driver in history. This worked out really great until it was discovered that he had fudged the results of his physical agility test just a smidge. Nate discovered that maybe he couldn't take the heat, so he left home with nothing more than a top hat and a heart full of dreams. He launched his first stint in full-time showbiz, opening for a traveling quartet on the East Coast with a stage name, The Imagination. Thanks, I appreciate the laughter on that one. Like a lot of performers, though, the wear on the road pushed him to answer the call to the corporate world. For an entire fiscal quarter, he balanced the books for an IT startup. The company later did go bankrupt, however, after the IRS contested his just round it down approach to finances. He left behind the merger meetings and the water cooler chats for the lights, the glamour, the stardom that Malone University had to offer. The rest is history, as Blackenberry was born in early 2010. As a comedy duo, they played some of the most prestigious venues around the world, including Malone University's Stewart Room, Malone University's Choir Room, Malone University's Chapel, and the Johnson Center of Malone University. As you can see, they're in high demand, so we are lucky to have them here with us tonight. Without a further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Blackenberry.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. Good evening. Good to be here. I've got to be honest, though, I'm not real comfortable with the amount of laughter that my 8th grade photo received.